Welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report, hosted by Craig Dawson, Vice President, Soul Pit Media.
Hello and welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report. Today we have a very, very special guest that I've really been looking forward to interview. We have Dr. Rickquel Tripp, MD, MPH, Commander, U.S. Naval Reserve, EMS Medical Director, Vice Chair of Diversity and Inclusion, Health Equity Department, UPMC. Doctor, I hope I didn't miss anything, but I always give those degrees in my readings because you work very hard to achieve those. Welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report.
Well, thank you so much. I truly appreciate the invitation, and it's truly an honor to be here with you.
Now, Dr. Tripp, growing up, did you always want to become a physician?
Well, to be honest with you, technically, actually, I was thinking about being a lawyer. So watching the Law and Order and the dun 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 and all those different judge shows, I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to administer justice. And so I would say it was being a lawyer, but then I unfortunately came across, when I stayed with my family, who's originally from Detroit, one of the summers that I stayed with them, I witnessed a horrible car accident. And it was between a taxi that had this pregnant woman that was in labor and another car that had 4 family members in it. And there was a 14-year-old boy that had asthma. And the motor vehicle accident ended up triggering an asthma attack. And it was so crazy of watching everyone moving around. No one knew what to do. And he didn't have an inhaler with him. And so they brought him into the shoe store thinking that maybe this air was better. And just watching this 14-year-old really almost die in front of us with gasping for air, and looking at, and I was around 8 years old, and looking at all these adults like, yo, we need to do something. And because the ambulance had not come yet, luckily, the ambulance was able to come, and actually someone had to track them down, because definitely I would say in that day and age, the song 911 is a joke. Like I will have to say in Detroit, Michigan, that there was some reality to that. And so they were able to redirect the ambulance to helping the boy, administering albuterol inhaler and an oxygen. But that experience really changed my view of wanting to now go into being a doctor and going into medicine and helping someone, because I really felt so helpless in that moment. And I did not want to have that feeling again, as long as I could try to help that.
Wow, that's quite a story, Doctor. In essence, this incident kind of changed your whole life.
It did. I will say, in addition to that, when I had a taste of law, my father, unfortunately, was in a lawsuit for age and racial discrimination. And it's interesting, to the jury that he had, it was an all-white jury. And I will say that especially, I think there's been more progression of learning about bias and prejudice and discrimination, and how it can be very covert and not very overt, like Jim Crow laws back in before the 1960s. And so having a jury and seeing what was happening in the interplay with the trial, that also helped me to realize that sometimes you're not getting the justice that you think should be in law. And for me, medicine became that career where no matter who's coming to me, whether they have insurance, whether they don't have insurance, whether they are Black, they're white, they're Latin A, they're Asian, of any race, any ethnicity, whether they're able-bodied, whether they're from a different religion, nationality, they still, in the emergency department, have a right to having a medical screening and care. And that's one of the things that I really like, the social justice aspect, especially about emergency medicine, that really allowed me, when I was thinking about medicine, that when someone has an illness, that it can affect anybody, and whether what age you are, whichever region you come from. And I like that there was really some equity into understanding illnesses, and then even providing medication and treatment, compared to what I saw within law. So I will say that I had two experiences that really continued to lead me during the path and journey that I am currently on.
Now, Dr. Tripp, in doing my research for this podcast, I must say I could not wait to interview you. I feel, and this is just off the record, that in the African American community, sometimes we have the wrong role models for heroes. And people like you, as I get further into this interview, I will bring out certain things that I feel that you're a definite hero in our community. And I could not wait for this interview for those reasons. Now, I read that you grew up in a lot of instances being the only student of color in your classroom. What was that experience like?
Yes, well, I will say I'm very excited for this interview too. So I want to equally let you know that I was jumping for joy about this. So I want to put that out there too. But to answer your question, it was definitely very challenging and hard. I will say that I come from Upper St. Clair. So those who are familiar with Upper St. Clair, definitely predominantly white Muslim neighborhood. I would say it's becoming more diverse now because I still live in the same house that I actually grew up in. And being the only Black girl in my entire elementary school of grades 1 through 4, in my high school class, I was one of 3 out of a class of 287. So definitely I have been the only in that solo status in many different, I would say, stages of my life, growing up from childhood and even now professionally and even especially being a military officer, there's not that many Black female officers within the Navy. There's not that many Black female emergency medicine doctors, and especially those that are in EMS or a medical director. So a lot of the passion and drive for the work that I do is acknowledging that I am the only one in a lot of different venues, but I don't want to be the only one. So if I'm able to, as you said, be a role model or also to help pave the way so that it's easier for those that are coming behind me to not have to really go through some of the treacherous things that I've had to or deal with, or also to emulate so that people are not seeing that, oh, if we have this Black person here, oh, because they're here for affirmative action. And that's only it. They're not recognizing that this is because this person belongs here, that they have the intelligence, they have the attributes, they have the skills, they have the training, and it's not just because of the color of their skin. Actually, when I grew up, it was the color of my skin where my parents said that I need to do at least 110% more than my white colleagues to even get that look, for me to be even having some iota of acceptance. So that's where I would say I try to really impress upon when I go into the communities for like elementary school, middle school, high school, college, medical students, to really impress upon them that you can do this, that don't let anyone stray you away, because I've had multiple people have me stray away, or even really tell me that I will not be a good doctor, that I need to change professions. And it was really having the support system of my family, especially my mother, my father, and also having that confidence in myself of like, I can do this. And I will say that definitely there are going to be rocks along the road, but don't allow those rocks to be boulders or truly to prohibit you from continuing on to the journey that you're meant to be on.
Now, Dr. Tripp, with me, coming from a large military family myself, here's where you went straight to my heroes list. I read that you attended medical school on a United States Navy scholarship, and in addition to your many awards and accolades, you are also a certified helicopter co-pilot. Can you talk to our listeners a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. So I will say, so as people may know, that medical school is expensive. The average amount of debt is like $250,000 after 4 years. And so I looked at that and I said, man, that's a lot of money. So what are the other ways that I can have someone pay for medical school where I don't have to have this large debt? And so military was the option I chose. And so I decided to go into the Navy because I love to swim and because most bases all have a body of water near them. So I was like, this is beautiful. Navy, here I go. And then also I would say that my recruiter, who was a chief, he knew that the key to my heart was through my stomach. So every time we would meet, he would take me to a barbecue spot or an Italian spot. So he knew that if I feed this woman and give her some good food, that I'm going to be very receptive, which is true. And so and he was a senior chief, and I will have to say he was fantastic. And so when I decided to go into the Navy to pay for medical school, and I will say that no one in my family is a military person. My aunt, I think she joined the Army, but literally for a couple of months, and then she got out. And then my uncle later on in life went into the public health service. But however, my family is more from Black Panthers type of deal. So when I decided to go into the Navy, they were like, "Are you for the man?" And I was like, listen. I was like, remember, when we go back in the day, even Civil War, we had Buffalo Soldiers, we had Black people that were helping. Like, I was like, just want to put that out there that we have been in the military for a while. So to give the kudos and acknowledgement. And also I was like, to change things, you do have to change within systems. So my family, they all agreed. But I would say that one of the great things of why I chose this opportunity, and I'm one of those people that I believe that things come into your life at different opportunities, and it's really on you to be receptive, to be aware that this opportunity is coming, and then just to go ahead and take it. Even if you're like, oh, I may have some reservations, like, am I really all about wearing a uniform? And luckily, I was like, I'm not really like a fashionista. So for me, having a uniform that I have to wear every day, and that means I don't have to decide an outfit. I was like, oh, I can do this. And then my father's very militant. And so he would wake me up at 2:00 in the morning, 5:00 in the morning for school. So I was like, oh, I got that on. I have that too. So I got all these things on blast. So I think I'm ready. And so I would say that being a flight surgeon, so once so with the Navy scholarship, it covers it 4 years, but then you have to pay back 5 years into the military. And so I decided to be a flight surgeon. And so that's where I had 9 months of training, going to flight school, like other pilots. And then I decided that my platform is going to be helicopters, just because I didn't throw up as much in helicopters like I did in fixed wings. So, and as I tell everybody, always eat bananas because they taste the same that you're coming in as they do coming out. So if you don't like flying, just eat bananas. And so I then became certified as being a co-pilot, as a flight surgeon. And the great thing about being a flight surgeon is that you try to immerse yourself in learning everything with aviation. And that's from the pilot, from the search and rescue swimmer, from the people who are the mechanics, that you are trying to learn what are the stresses for everyone, because you are really the doctor for that full aviation community as a flight surgeon. And so that's where that came into play.
We'll be right back with the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report.
It doesn't matter the time nor the place, the conditions or transitions. Doesn't matter who you are or who you're with. Before, now, and always. Through all phases of life, Duquesne Light Company is here for you.
Port Authority has a new name, Pittsburgh Regional Transit, PRT for short. It's all about doing an even better job of getting people where they want to go every day. It's also about getting people where they want to go in their careers. PRT is looking for some new faces. We're hiring for every position. We offer great pay and benefits and a direct route to a great future. Go to rideprt.org/careers. PRT is an equal opportunity employer.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. 7685 and let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
UPMC is committed to addressing the health disparities that disproportionately impact African Americans in our communities. By driving education, training, and programming, and building relationships with our community partners, we can ensure that all individuals and families have access to the preventive care, screenings, and treatment that can lead to healthier lives. Learn more at upmc.com/health disparities.
Yeah, who's this?
Don Stogie, it's me, Nick the Nub.
Nicky, my boy, what you got for me?
Boss, I got the bundle on some bad news about your best customer, Sammy Sticks.
What, sleeping with the fishes?
Nah, he's still with Wanda, but he's been herfing with the Cigar Fathers.
The Godfathers?
No, boss, Cigar Fathers, you know. Friendly, knowledgeable staff, live outdoor patio jams, and a wide selection of cigars and cigar accessories.
Oh, how do you know so much about this place?
Well, boss, because I've been coming back all week.
What?
Hey, I'm sorry, Don Stogie, but with everything Cigar Fathers is offering, I couldn't refuse.
The future of transit is now, and we are working to improve your ride. Look for bus tracking technologies and other innovations to keep you better informed. Getting around town has never been so easy. PortAuthority.org.
Do you like entertainment that provides diverse programming? Well, there's a new radio station that provides exactly that. Yes, Pittsburgh's diverse sports and entertainment network provides a mixed radio format and is the place for soulful music, sports talk, and lifestyle programming. Check us out at pghdsен.com. You'll be able to find our radio schedule with all of our exciting entertainment programs. Listen now by going to pghdsен.com.
Did you know that STD rates have increased in Allegheny County?
No, I did not.
Yeah, especially for people under 30.
Maybe I should go get tested.
In Allegheny County, symptomatic syphilis cases increased by 97% and gonorrhea cases by 18% in the past year. And having multiple STDs increases your chances of getting HIV.
Oh, wow. Do you know where I can go get tested?
The Public Health Clinic offers free walk-in STD and HIV screening located at 1908 Wiley Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA 15219.
It looks like I know what I'm doing tomorrow, getting tested, and I'll make sure to spread the word.
For more information, call 412-578-8081 or visit AlleghenyCounty.us/HIV.
We're back with the Soul Pit Media, Health, and Business Report. The reason why I said you went straight to my heroes list, because I actually grew up wanting to fly until I found out how high you have to be up in the air in order to do it. So when I was going over the information and I said, wow, I said, do you mean she has done all of this and can fly a helicopter too? That's something that our youth need to hear, because too many times we want to make our heroes musicians, or I remember doing a talk with some young kids, and I had to tell them that those houses in those rap videos, that's not their house, or that's not their car, or as soon as the video's over, they got to give that back. And they were very adamant about the fact that I'm old and I didn't know what I was talking about. But I actually worked in the entertainment business, and Jamie Foxx was one of my clients, and Kanye West before he went crazy. So I had a little background, I had a little background in that. And that's why I was really excited, to do this interview, because you are, in my eyes, a definite role model in the community. And UPMC has done a great job with, having someone like you in their employ. Now, Dr., can you talk to our listeners a little bit about your duties as the EMS Medical Director for UPMC and how that relates to you being the Vice Chair of Diversity and Inclusion for the Department of Emergency Medicine?
Sure, no problem. Thank you. And thank you so much. I do appreciate the kudos and the compliments. And I will have to say, a lot of times I don't see myself as a hero, but I will say that it's great to receive the compliments. And so I just want to say thank you so much. I do appreciate that. So as an EMS medical director, I will say that, and I'm the EMS medical director for Penn Hills, Lower Valley, Southeast Regional EMS, which is Jefferson and Elizabeth Township, along with Foxball, and the assistant medical director for the city of Pittsburgh EMS. So I will say that it is very rare to have a Black female EMS medical director. So initially, I will say, as I took over as the medical director, it was interesting because people were like, oh, wow, I've never had a Black woman be a medical director, and especially with my background within the Navy and things of that nature. So it was definitely well received and welcomed from some, not as much, but I will say that as I tell people, I kill them with kindness, or people will automatically oust themselves. So I will say that I did have a couple of paramedics that decided that they did not want to stay with an agency, which is fine with me. But however, I will say that really establishing with paramedics and EMTs about who you are as a leader. And even when I do with the Navy, when I have to do training, especially being a commander, I'm usually in a leadership position. And so I always establish of getting to know everyone and really having this just culture and making sure that everyone has a voice. Because I think one of the things that makes a great leader is to be able to listen to all the voices and know when there's time for you to really come to bat for your people, when something is going on that can lead to a negative outcome, but also to really empower your people so they feel that they have, a role to play that's important and valuable. And so I would say that being an EMS medical director, that's one of the things that I try to impress upon, and really having a shared learning experience, shared decision making for different policies, protocols. When people are asking me, like they'll give me like, oh, I have this case. Do you feel like I did this okay? And I was like really kind of reassuring people that yes, this is great care that you provided. And then also adding in here some other things that may help in the future or may help to improve upon your interaction with this patient. And that bleeds into my roles as the vice chair of diversity, inclusion, health, equity for the Department of Emergency Medicine, and also the vice chair of diversity, equity, inclusion for UPMC graduate medical education, which is with residents and fellows. And that's over 150 residency and fellowship programs. And one of the things that I teach about is upstander training of how you can be an ally, how we need to really speak up against any injustice, and that's for our fellow colleagues, especially that we're witnessing. And then how can we be more effective with our allyship? How can we be accomplices and really help to really change culture that really is going to have people feel that they are a part of the family, that they are belonging and truly included into the department or to the programs. And so that's how I build that. So like currently right now for the fall training for our EMS clinicians, I'm implicit bias training, and then giving strategies how to understand biases and how we all have biases and how we individually can mitigate those biases once we acknowledge them, and then also how we can help others be aware of some implicit biases that truly are in the unconsciousness, where they can help to strategize of how to overcome those too, and how that leads to more effective patient communication, equitable patient care, and also even better interactions with your colleagues.
Now, Doctor, I just had a conversation last week with a friend of mine, and the conversation was based on inclusion, and or at least my feelings are that inclusion begins with a seat at the table, okay? And with you being, and I said earlier that you were on my heroes list because if you lined 100 people up on the street, okay, of all races, ethnicities, male and female, and you said, how many of you can fly this helicopter? You narrowed down that list tremendously. Then you'd ask the next question, how many of you are actually an MD and a commander in the United States Naval Reserves. Okay, so you don't get on my heroes list easily. I just want you to know that that I took all that into account before I actually put you there, and I want you to know that it's an honor and a privilege to have this interview because we need our youth, and this is going to lead into my last question because we always want to end our podcast on a positive note. And I want our young people to see that you did it. It's not an if I can fly a helicopter, if I can get through medical school, if I can get through the naval training, because there are plenty of steps before they just put that commander's bar on your shoulders. Okay, so I just want our youth to know that not only can it be done, but you're living proof that it can be done. And that's going to lead into my final question, which is what advice can you give our young listeners who may have heard this podcast and want to be the next Dr. Tripp?
Oh, wonderful. No, and excellent. All these questions have been excellent, and I thank you. I would say truly, and I know it's easier said than done, but I would say believing in yourself and also believing in what people are telling you that truly have your back. So they are truly advocates for you. And I will say that you do have to sometimes surround yourself with those that are going to be honest with you, that you trust, and to not be clouded by those that may be in a higher position and they may tell you that you're not good enough. They may tell you that you're not smart enough, but really build that inner confidence for yourself of recognizing what you can do and how you have the potential to do anything that you can put your mind to. And I think relying upon that was so essential for me, and recognizing also that there are going to be opportunities in front of you, and seize those opportunities. Carpe diem, seize the day. Because I will say, if you decide, oh, you know what, I don't want to go to this event because, you know what, I'm just want to sit home and watch the TV. You may not know that if you would have gone to that event, you would have now met a mentor that could then lead you to other opportunities, and that could be for occupation, that can be for development. So really make sure to take advantage of opportunities that present themselves to you, because those are going to be those nuggets that can lead you onto a path of growth and success that you may not even have dreamed of. You know, for me to be a flight surgeon, for me to ever fly a helicopter, fly a plane, I never grew up thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be a pilot, I'm going to do this. But however, I took advantage of the opportunity that came in front of me. I had to fulfill my 5 years of payback or obligation to the Navy. And they said, hey, you could be a flight surgeon. I talked to a person who was a flight surgeon, and I recognized that that person was very happy and they loved their experience. And based upon how they loved their experience, I decided, you know what? This seemed to be a great opportunity that I need to take advantage of. And it was tremendous and marvelous. I will let you know, my call sign was Dr. Dre. And initially, I thought that was, West Side, Dr. Dre. I was like, okay, little Snoop Doggy Dogg. But however, I then learned that Dr. Dre actually stands for DRE, digital rectal exam, because I had the smallest fingers out of any of the physicians. So I will say that being part of a community and things of that nature that you would never think of, it's really sometimes that the opportunities come in front of you. And really, it's the onus on you to take advantage and seize those opportunities.
Wise words indeed. And I must say, I want to thank you, first of all, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to be a guest on the podcast, because my whole thing is that reaching back is the only way to move forward. And just if one younger person heard the story tonight and wanted to follow in your footsteps, then it was a job well done. I want to also let you know that Soul Pit Media is always here for you. And, we look forward to maybe one day having you back on just for an update, just to let our listeners know that there are people like you out there, and change is made one step at a time sometimes. As long as we're all moving in the right direction, we can conquer any mountain that's out there. So thank you so much. I want to thank UPMC for, just being an employer that cares enough about the community that they would hire someone like yourself.
And thank you so much, Craig. And I just want to say, I thank UPMC for giving me the opportunities and also supporting me and a lot of the different ideas and things. And so, but I do want to thank you so much for allowing me to be on your podcast and giving great, I would say, advice also to our younger sort of minds, I would say, that are debating or thinking that like the world is against them and things of that nature, and just recognizing that they can do this. And especially when we all come together, there's power in numbers. And to recognize that when we're all moving together in the same step, that's when the path is fully made. So I just want to say thank you so much again. And it's been such a pleasure and an honor. And please, I will come on to Soul Pit Media anytime.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. And like I said, it's an honor to have you working in our community. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, too.
We'll be right back with the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report.
It doesn't matter the time nor the place, the conditions or transitions. Doesn't matter who you are or who you're with. Before, now, and always. Through all phases of life, Duquesne Light Company is here for you.
Port Authority has a new name, Pittsburgh Regional Transit, PRT for short. It's all about doing an even better job of getting people where they want to go every day. It's also about getting people where they want to go in their careers. PRT is looking for some new faces. We're hiring for every position. We offer great pay and benefits and a direct route to a great future. Go to rideprt.org/careers. PRT is an equal opportunity employer.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
UPMC is committed to addressing the health disparities that disproportionately impact African Americans in our communities. By driving education, training, and programming, and building relationships with our community partners, we can ensure that all individuals and families have access to the preventive care, screenings, and treatment that can lead to healthier lives. Learn more at upmc.com/health disparities.
Yeah, who's this?
Don Stogie, it's me, Nick the Nub.
Ricky, my boy, what you got for me?
Boss, I got the bundle on some bad news about your best customer, Sammy Sticks.
What, sleeping with the fishes?
Nah, he's still with Wanda, but he's been herfing with the Cigar Fathers.
The Godfathers?
No, boss. Cigar Fathers, friendly, knowledgeable staff, live outdoor patio jams, and a wide selection of cigars and cigar accessories.
Oh, how do you know so much about this place?
Well, boss, because I've been coming back all week.
What?
Hey, I'm sorry, Don Stogie, but with everything Cigar Fathers is offering, I couldn't refuse.
The future of transit is now, and we are working to improve your ride. Look for bus tracking technologies and other innovations to keep you better informed. Getting around town has never been so easy. PortAuthority.org.
Do you like entertainment that provides diverse programming? Well, there's a new radio station that provides exactly that. Yes, Pittsburgh's diverse sports and entertainment network provides a mixed radio format and is the place for soulful music, sports talk, and lifestyle programming. Check us out at pghdsен.com. You'll be able to find our radio schedule with all of our exciting entertainment programs. Listen now by going to pghdsen.com.
Did you know that STD rates have increased in Allegheny County?
No, I did not.
Yeah, especially for people under 30.
Maybe I should go get tested.
In Allegheny County, symptomatic syphilis cases increased by 97% and gonorrhea cases by 18% in the past year. And having multiple STDs increases your chances of getting HIV.
Oh, wow. Do you know where I can go get tested?
The Public Health Clinic offers free walk-in STD and HIV screening located at 1908 Wiley Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA 15219.
It looks like I know what I'm doing tomorrow, getting tested, and I'll make sure to spread the word.
For more information, call 412-578-8081 or visit AlleghenyCounty.us/HIV.
We're back with the Soul Pit Media, Health, and Business Report.
Hi, this is Debbie Norrell, and welcome to the Soul Pit Media, Health, and Business Report Community Calendar. Caring Connections for Youth is a community-led initiative that provides access to support and services to any youth up to age 18 living in Allegheny County as a diversion to the juvenile justice and child welfare systems. Respond the Caring Connections way to disorderly conduct, fighting, truancy, minor drug possession, and parent-child conflict. Dial 211 and press 3 for the Caring Connections Youth Hotline. It's that time of year for the Hill Dance Academy Theater 2023 Holiday Bazaar at the Morgan Lee Arts Center at 2900 Bedford Avenue on Saturday, December 2nd from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Shop local art vendors, food vendors, jewelers, and fashion vendors. Enjoy pictures with Santa, taco bars, and a hot chocolate bar. For complete details, visit www.5678hdat.org. Pittsburgh Regional Transit is improving transit for every rider. They are adding QR codes to bus signs so you will know when your bus will arrive, making it easier to get on board with their mobile ticketing app, and investing in all-electric buses to help reduce emissions today to help improve air quality tomorrow. Yes, PRT is making changes, but more importantly, they are making a difference. The Frick Pittsburgh presents Pittsburgh and the Great Migration, Black Mobility and the Automobile. It's open now at the Frick Pittsburgh Car and Carriage Museum. The automobile transformed the American landscape, and in doing so, it changed the lives of Black Americans. 2 million African Americans courageously fled the South during the first wave of the Great Migration from 1916 to 1945. Pittsburgh neighborhoods, like the Hill District, became a haven for Black communities to thrive. Pittsburgh and the Great Migration will feature well-known favorites such as the 1914 Ford Model T touring car and a 1922 Lincoln Model L. You'll also step back in time with period costumes and memorabilia. This is sponsored by PNC. Use promo code SOULPIT to save $2 when you buy your ticket. Don't forget to visit thesoulpit.com for the latest in theater, musical entertainment, job opportunities, and health information. That's thesoulpit.com. Thank you for listening to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report, brought to you by Pittsburgh Regional Transit. Looking for a great job with benefits? Check out their website, rideprt.org/careers. Thank you for tuning in to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report, hosted by Craig Dawson, Vice President, Soul Pit Media. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for your continued support.